Good morning. I would like to inform you that at the meeting of the Council of Ministers that will be held today, the government of Spain will approve the official recognition of Palestine as a state. With this decision, Spain joins the more than 140 countries that already recognize Palestine. This is a historic decision that has a single goal: to contribute to achieving peace between Israelis and Palestinians.
The international community, including the European Union, have been talking about support for the two-state solution based on the 1967 borders for decades. But we are no nearer to actually getting to that desired end state. And we firmly believe that without changing our approach, we will never get there. Some have framed our decision as a move, our decision to recognise the state of Palestine as a move to impose an outcome on the parties, or as somehow a reward for terror. Nothing could be further from the truth. We have recognised both the state of Israel and the state of Palestine precisely because we want to see a future of normalised relations between the two peoples.
Mañana nuestros tres países, Irlanda, Noruega, España, viviremos un día histórico que seguro que nos acercará más a ese objetivo que todos anhelamos de lograr una convivencia pacífica y segura entre israelíes y palestinos en Oriente Medio.
We encourage other countries to do the same. We know that a number of European countries are either on the way to do so or contemplating, and we hope they will follow suit. But the main point from our side was to send a strong signal into this process that we cannot just be stuck with the way we wanted to do this in the 1990s. We have to realize where we are. We are in 2024, and we need to upgrade this long-standing vision of a peaceful settlement in the Middle East, a Palestinian state living beside an Israeli state, both governed in a way where they can work well together. And this is a handshake and a support and an expression of solidarity to the moderate forces, those who want to continue to go on the non-violent way.
Obviously, we have an understanding of the dire critical situation. We need a ceasefire immediately. There is a growing consensus. I think almost everybody in the world agrees that an immediate ceasefire is necessary, including the release of the hostages. But the humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate in a rapid manner in a way that is completely unacceptable. And as has been mentioned, we're seeing additional steps being taken by Israel that impact not just the civilians in Gaza, but are also putting the civilian population of the West Bank in a very, very difficult situation. That said, we focused in this meeting and the follow-up to the meeting in Riyadh, as has been described, also on the issue of keeping the two-state solution alive. Because there is a consensus, I think, among the international community that the only way to ensure the security not just of the Palestinian people and the rights of the Palestinian people, but also the security of Israel, is through a two-state solution. And we must do whatever we can to keep that solution alive. And
so we can sit in the table for a moment, because we know that you have to leave.
He's very pleased these days, at least with the many years. So this is for him is never complete. No. Let me start by thanking Norway and the European Union for taking the initiative and inviting our international partners to meet here at the EU offices in Brussels to host this very important meeting that comes at a very critical and important time. Important time because it also comes at the same week when 3 European countries made very, very important, courageous decisions to recognize the state of Palestine. And it comes only a week after 143 other countries voted in the United Nations General Assembly to say that Palestine is ready for statehood and it's time to recognize Palestine. But the meeting is also important for another reason. It's important because what's happening in Gaza and the West Bank on the ground. Gaza has been going through very difficult, very alarming situation with the humanitarian losses where we see increasing every day, but also the physical damages that will make our job of rebuilding much more demanding. Having said all of that, we're still hopeful as Palestinians that many decades of struggle and working towards independence are coming closer than ever before. These efforts, these announcements, these meetings are key building blocks towards making Palestine independent, sovereign, viable state a reality.
Referring to Palestinians as people with rights and reiterating the commitment to a two-state solution, I think these are core principles and core policy planks. The problem is, both for this US administration and pretty much all previous ones, is that there's never been action on the ground that helps ensure these outcomes. And he can't go on selling us, beautiful words with no prospect of achieving them. I think what the Europeans are doing is crucial. However, this does remain symbolic until we have a path for full accession of the State of Palestine as a full member state at the United Nations, because that is when certain, UN charters and international law come into effect to protect the State of Palestine. And that's something that I guess the US will continue to block for as long as it can.